A diagnosis of BOOP may be made based upon a clinical evaluation, a detailed patient history, identification of characteristic findings, and specialized tests such as X-ray studies. Now, X-ray studies and CT scanning showing infiltrates which are often multifocal, that means they are arising from different points, which we'll be discussing in detail. A blood test might be performed where the erythrocyte sedimentation rate is most invariably raised over here, and the eosinophil count is almost normal. Pulmonary function studies that include a diffusing capacity test and often a lung biopsy for microscopic tissue analysis is done in these cases. Pulmonary function tests may be normal or show a restrictive defect with impaired gas transfer. Lung biopsy may be via a conventional transbronchial biopsy, which frequently captures the diagnosis. Transbronchial chirobiopsies, which is newer and recovers a larger bit of the tissues, or in selected cases, even an open lung biopsy can be done for these patients. In severe disease, blood gases may reveal hypoxemia. Now let's move on to the radiographic features. First of all, for a plain radiograph, you'll be seeing and looking for the consolidations. They can be unilateral or bilateral patchy areas, the commonest finding that you can find in such patients, and they are often migratory in nature. Now, as you'll observe, it can affect all the lung zones, usually peripheral, subpleural, or peribronchovascular. Now, you may also find nodules, foci of granulation tissue, which are up to 1 centimeters. They basically mimic the neoplasms if they are more than 5 centimeters in size. They may be numerous in number, specifically in immunocompromised patients. Further on, you can devise for the CT scan methods. The most common, a high-resolution chest computed tomography or HRCT features would include patchy consolidations with a predominantly subpleural or peribronchial distribution. You may find small, ill-defined peribronchiolar or peribronchiolar nodules. You may also come across larger nodules or even masses. There has to be bronchial wall thickening or dilatation in the abnormal lung regions. Now, if we focus on the perilobular pattern with ill-defined linear opacities, we may notice that they are thicker and they have thickened interlobular septas and have an arcade or polygonal appearances as well. Now, here you may find an arcade-like sign or perilobular fibrosis that is described as an arch pattern in more than half of the patient. There is a ground glass appearance. These densities that are found, they're often triangular, with the base of the triangles along the chest wall, and the airways can often be seen in the ground glass opacities. Then there is a specific sign which is known as the reverse halo sign, also termed as the atoll sign. It is considered to be highly specific, although it is only seen in almost 20% of the patients with COP.